Hi everyone. Today we are going to solve Mathematics Paper 4 Extended IGCSE Variant 4-3 May-June 2019. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it with your friends. Also hit the notification button so whenever I put up the video you will be notified. I'll be putting up the video every 2 or 3 days. So let's begin. The first question is of a train timetable for a journey from London to Marseille, and all times given are in local time. The local time in Marseille is 1 hour ahead of the local time in London. Work out the total journey time from London to Marseille. Give your answer in hours and minutes. So we know that the local time in Marseille is 1 hour ahead in London, and in part 1A they want us to find the total journey time from London to Marseille. Give your answer in hours and minutes. So if this is 1446, it's actually 1346. Now there's the long way to do it. You can just write 0719 10 19 11 19 12 13 14. Now we have to stop at 13 and 1346. So this is 1 hour, 2 hour, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And to find the minutes we can do 46 minutes minus 19, which is 27 minutes. We can do the same in the calculator. I will show you now how to do that. In the calculator there's a button which you press 1346 because that's our ending time, and minus that's our starting time, and you will get 6 hours and 27 minutes. It will be written in the format 627 is this button over here. So write 13, press this button, and then write 46, press the button again, and you will get your answer 6 hours 27 minutes. In part 2, the distance from London to Ashford is 90 kilometers. The local time in London is the same as the local time in Ashford, and we have to find the average speed in kilometer per hour of the train between London and Ashford. The time has been given to us. So to find speed we need distance over time taken. Distance is already given 90 kilometers. To find the time, you will do, the hours are the same, so you can just do 55 minus 19 and you will get 36. This is minutes, so to change it to hours, divide by 60 and you will get 0.6. So 90 kilometers divided by 0.6 will give us 150 kilometers per hour. Part 3. During the journey, the train takes 35 seconds to completely cross a bridge. The average speed of the train during this crossing is 90 kilometers per hour, and the length of the train is 95 meters. Calculate the length in meters of this bridge. So the time the train takes to completely cross a bridge is given to us, the average speed of the train is given, and the length of the train is given to us. If this is your bridge and the train is here, okay, this is the train and it completely passes over here, this time has been given to us. That is, it takes 35 seconds and the speed is given to us, that is 90 kilometers per hour. We have the time, the speed, and we have to find the length of the bridge, that is the distance. To find the distance we use speed times times. we have 90 kilometer per hour and the time is 35 seconds. 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meters, and so we will do 90 multiplied by 1000. They asked us to change it into meters, and per hour means we divide by 1 hour, but we have seconds here, so we have to change it into seconds. 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. 60 times 60. In 1 hour there are 60 minutes, and in each minute there are 60 seconds. Therefore 60 multiplied by 60, 3600 times 35. This will give us this whole length, the length with the train in it. We want the length only of the bridge. So from this answer, we will subtract the length of the train, which is 95 meters. It's 875 minus 95. So the answer is 780 meters. That is the length in meters of the bridge. Part B, the fares of the train journey are shown in the table below. So we have the adult fare and the child fare. For the standard fare, write the ratio of adult fare and child fare. So this is the standard fare, and we will be writing it as 84 to the ratio of 60. Just put it in the calculator. Divide 84 by 60 and you will get 7 over 5. So the ratio is 7:5. In B2, for an adult, find the percentage increase in the cost of the standard fare to the premier fare. Whenever there is an increase or decrease and you want to find the percentage, there's a rule to do. Whatever is your original, write it down. So what was our original? 84. And the difference you put on the top. So 140 minus 84. Because we want to find the percentage, we will times it by 100. We will get 66.666. It's a recurring number rounded to 3 significant figures. So you will have 66.7 percentage. Part 3. For one journey from London to Marseille, the ratio number of adults to number of children is 11:2. There were 220 adults in total on this journey. All of the children and 70% of the adults paid the standard fare, and the remaining adults paid the premium fare. Calculate the total of the fares paid by the adults and the children. Let's first start with finding out the number of children. The ratio of adults to children is 11:2, and there are 220 adults. So how many children do we have? Cross multiply. 11 times x is equal to 2 times 220, and x is equal to 2 times 220 divided by 11. Answer is 40. So we have 40 children. Out of the 220 adults, 70% of them pay the standard fare. So let's find the number of adults who pay the standard fare. 70% means you divide by 100 of 220 pay the standard fare. So you have 154 adults. So total the number of adults is 154 who pay the standard fare, and the number of children who pay the standard fare is 40. So how many will be paying the premier fare? The number of adults paying premier fare will be 1 for 54, you subtract it from 220, that is 66. Let's see what the fares are. So these are the fares. Number of adults who paid standard fare is 154, so 154 multiplied by 84. And child is 60, so 40 multiplied by 60. So the standard fare for adults is 84, and our number of adults who take standard fare is 154, so 154 multiplied by 84. And the number of child standard fare is 60, so 40 multiplied by 60, and the premium is 140 for the adult, so 66 multiplied by 140. We'll find the answers to this and add them up. We will get 24,576. The total is going to be $24,576. Part C. There were 3.08 times 10 to the power of 5 passengers that made this journey in 2018. This was a 12% decrease in the number of passengers that made this journey in 2017. Find the number of passengers that made this journey in 2017 and give your answer in standard form. If you have a decrease, you will write 100% minus 12%. You will get 88%. So the total, that was the initial number of passengers multiplied by 88% is equal to 3.08 times 10 to the power of 5. 88% will become 0.88. And to find the total now, we will do 3.08 times 10 to the power of 5 divided by 0.88. We will get 3,50,000. Now to write it in standard form, you should have only one number before the decimal, so 3.5 times 10. How many numbers we have put after the decimal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your answer is 3.5 times 10 to the power of 5. A quick note, if suppose you had to increase, this is a decrease. If we had an increase, we would have done 100% plus 12%. Otherwise, the method is going to be same. Question number 2, solve. We have a linear equation and we have to solve it. In a question like this, put x's on one side and numbers on another side. So this is 5x. I'll bring the 7x here. It will become negative 7x. The negative 17, when I move that, will become positive 17. Divide by negative 2. X is equal to negative 10. For the next question, we have find the integer values of n that satisfy this inequality. They want integer values of n. First thing, divide all the numbers by 4. So you will have negative 7 divided by 4, 4n divided by 4, and 8 divided by 4. So negative 7 over 4 and 2. Negative 7 over 4 is negative 1.75. This is not an integer. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. So what is the number before negative 1.75? We can get negative 1, 0, 1, and we can also take 2. The reason we can take 2 is it's less than or equal to. If the equal to sign was not there, we cannot take that 2. 2c is simplify. I hope you know the indices rules very well. I have collected a number of questions from indices and have put up in a video. You can go through that. If you multiply and the base is same, you add the power. So it will be a 3 plus 6, which is a to the power of 9. If the power is in the bracket, like this question, that power 3 is for every term in the bracket. So it is 5 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, and y squared to the power of 3. This will give us 125x squared. If you have in a bracket, you multiply the powers. 2 multiplied by 3, 6. So y to the power of 6. In 3, we have a negative integer. To make the integer positive, we just change the denominator to numerator and numerator to denominator. So it will be 27x to the power of 12, 1/3. Again the same thing. This 1/3 is for each term. So 64, 1/3, y to the power of 3, 1/3, 27, 1/3, x to the power of 12, 1/3. The numbers you can put in the calculator and you will get the answer. It will be 4 over 3. Y to the power of 3. So 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 will give you y, and 12 multiplied by 1 over 3 will give you x to the power of 4. So please remember, if you have like this in the bracket, it means that you are multiplying a multiplied by b. Question number 3 is a transformation question. Part A1. We have to draw the image of triangle A after a translation by the vector -3, 2. If it is in a vector form, your top number is x and your down is y. If your x is positive, we move it to the right. If it's negative, it goes to the left. If your y is positive, we move the coordinate up by the number they tell us. And if it's negative, it goes down. So in this case, we have -3 and 2. Choose one point, choose this point, move it 3 to the left because it's negative. 1, 2, 3, that's the new point. And then move it up by 2, 1 and 2. So this is the new point. And you can just draw from looking at the graph. That is going to be here. In the base, we have 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, 3. Join it. This is your A1. In part 2, you have been given, draw the image of the triangle A after a reflection in the line y is equal to x. Y is equal to x means when y is 1, x is 1. When y is 2, x is 2. So we have to draw that line first. So we have drawn the line y is equal to x, and we have to reflect this shape this side. The best way to do is use a tracing paper, draw the line like that, draw the triangle and reflect it this side. If you don't have a tracing paper, then you can write down the coordinates of the triangle A. So the first coordinate we have is -2, 2, and then we have 1, 2, and the other we have, this one is -1, 4. Remember, this is y is equal to x. So we will interchange our x and y. The numbers here on the top are my x and these are my y according to this triangle. Now I'm going to flip it over. So it's my x is going to be 2 and my y is going to be -2. Same for each coordinate. And we are just going to plot it and then draw it. 2, negative 2 is here, 2, 1 is here, and 4, negative 1 is here. We'll join it, and this is A2. In B, we have to describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. This is triangle A and triangle B. You can see that it is not a translation, not a reflection. So it has to be enlargement or rotation, but the sides are of the same size. So it's not even enlargement. Therefore, it is rotation. Use a tracing paper, and because the other way is quite more complicated, tracing paper is the best way. You have to write three things. You have to write it is rotation, you will get 1 mark. Then you have to describe the degree and whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. This is 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and also you have to find out and write the center of rotation, which is 1, negative 1. In C1, they are asking us to find the matrix that represents an enlargement, scale factor negative 2, center 0, 0. You always will get center 0, 0, and whenever you have a scale factor, this is how you write your matrix. You are going to have a 0 here and a 0 here. This here is your scale factor, which is negative 2. So we are going to write negative 2. C2. Calculate the determinant of the matrix in part C1. To find the determinant, suppose you have matrix A, B, C, D, we will do A times D minus B times C. So we have in this case here negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 minus 0 multiplied by 0, which is a 0. So the answer is going to be 4. In 4a, we have been given a sphere and a cylinder. This is a hemispherical bowl of radius 5.6 centimeter and a cylindrical tin of height 10 centimeter. Show that the volume of the bowl is 368 cubic centimeter, correct to the nearest cubic centimeter. And they have given us the formula of the sphere 4 over 3 pi r cube. But this is an hemisphere, so we will divide this formula by 2. When we divide it by 2, we'll get 4/3 pi r cube divided by 2. It will give us 4 over 6 pi r cube. Now in place of r, we just have to put 5.6 centimeter cube. When we put this in the calculator, we will get 367.8, and when we round it, it will become 368 cubic centimeter. In question number 2, the tin is completely full of soup. When all the soup is poured into the empty bowl, 80% of the volume of the bowl is filled. Calculate the radius of the tin. So there is soup in here, and it's poured into this bowl, and 80% of the bowl, 80% of the volume of the bowl is filled. So 80% of the volume of the bowl is the same as the volume of the tin here. So let's find that 80% of the volume of the bowl, which is 368, which we found in 1, is our volume of the tin. You will get 294.4. So this is the volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square h. You have been given the height, and now you have found the volume. So the only thing you have to do is find your radius. You can make your h r the subject. Sorry, it will be volume over pi h is equal to r square. Therefore, r will equal to square root of volume pi h. Now you just have to replace everything. So radius is equal to square root of the volume, which is 294.4 divided by pi multiplied by 10, and you will get 3.06. So my radius is going to be 3.06. If you find this way difficult, you can initially substitute what you have got. So you could have done 294.4 is equal to pi r square times h, which is 10. And then you could have brought 294.4 divided by 10 pi. And because there is a square, I will have square rooted it. So both the ways are nearly the same, whichever way you find easy. In B1, we have been given a cone, and the radius and the height has been given to us. We have to calculate the total surface area of the cone. The curved surface area of a cone with radius r and slant height L is A is equal to pi r L. You have two areas in a cone. You have one which is the curved surface area and one is a circle. So you need to find both the areas. You need to find L. To find L, this is your L. You have 1.75. This is going to be a right angle. Use Pythagoras theorem and find your L. Whenever you want to find the hypotenuse, the side opposite the right angle is your hypotenuse. You add it and you square it. Square root of this will give you 6.25. So my length is 6.25. So there are two surface area. Total surface area is equal to curved surface area plus the circle area. So we'll do pi into radius, which is 1.75, multiply by the length we just found, plus the area of the circle. Area of the circle is pi r square. What is our radius? 1.75. That's it. We have to put the thing in the calculator, all the numbers, and we have got our answer, which is 43.98. When you round it, it will become 44 square centimeter. In B2, the same cone has been given to us, and the cone contains salt to a depth of 4.5 centimeter. The top layer of the salt forms a circle that is parallel to the base of the cone. We have to show that the volume of the salt, which is this part here, inside the cone is 18.9 cubic centimeter, correct to 1 decimal place. And the volume of the cone is given by this formula. Let's draw the two cones. So this is the cone, and we know the height is 6 centimeter and the radius is 1.75. Of the small cone, the height is going to be, if this is 6, this height will be 6 minus 4.5, which is 1.5. Radius, we don't know, we have to find it. So the first thing we'll do is, we know that they are similar triangles, so we'll find the scale factor. This is the big height and the small height. 6 multiplied by one number, that's our scale factor, will give you 1.5. So k is equal to 1.5 divided by 6, which is 1 over 4. We are going to do the same with the radius. So the radius is 1.75 of the big cone. We are going to multiply it by 1 over 4. We will get 0.4375. Now to find the volume, the big volume, this volume here, subtract the volume which we are going to find now, is going to give us the volume of the salt. So let's start. The volume of salt is equal to the volume of the big cone, subtract the volume of the small cone. And the formula also has been given to us, 1/3 pi r square. What is our r? 1.75 square, and height is 6, minus 1/3 pi, and the radius of the small cone is 0.4375 square times by the height, which is 1.5. This will give us 18.3939, which we can round it to 18.94 cubic centimeter. And they wanted to correct one decimal place, so sorry, it will be 18.9 cubic centimeter. In part B, the salt is removed from the cone at a constant rate of 200 cubic millimeter per second. Calculate the time taken for the cone to be completely emptied. Give your answer in seconds correct to the nearest second. So we know that the volume of the salt is 18.9 cubic centimeter. But the rate at which it is removed is 200 cubic millimeter. The first thing we'll have to do is change this into millimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So 1 cubic centimeter will equal to 10 to the power of 3 cubic centimeter. So 18.9 times 10 to the power of 3, or if you better understand, we multiply it 3 times. If it is a cubic, you multiply it 3 times. If it is a square, you multiply it 2 times. You will get 18900 divided by 200, and you will get 94.5. But we have to round it to the nearest second, so that will become 95 seconds. In question number 5, we have been given a graph y is equal to f of x. The equation has been given and x is not equal to 0. Let's read the questions. In A1, we have to find f of 1. If it's in the bracket like this, it means that is your x value, and we have to find the y value. So you know that this is the x-axis. X is equal to 1 year and y is equal to -3. For part 2, it's a little bit different from the first one. You have been given f of f -2. First we will find -2. Where is -2? X is -2 here. What is the y? 3. So f of -2 is equal to 3. And then now you have to find f of 3. Again, this is your x, that is here. It's somewhere here, your y value. So f of -2 is equal to 6.2. You can write between 6.2 to 6.4. That is fine. I hope you have understood. First find f of -2. Whatever answer you get, then find f of that. That will be your final answer. In part B, You have to draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation. This is the equation given, and it is equal to negative 3x. This equation is not the same as the equation of the curve we have been given. What we have is x squared minus 2 over x minus 2. And this is equal to negative 3x. To make this equal to negative 7, I will have to add negative 5. And as I want to solve the equation by drawing a suitable line, this negative 5 will move to the other side. It will become positive 5 minus 3x. So now you have the straight line 5 is equal to 5 minus 3x. The best way to draw a straight line is, in place of x, put 0. So you have got y is equal to 5 minus 3, 0. Y is equal to 5. The first point you found that when x is 0, y is 5. For the second point, we are going to put y is equal to 0. And we have to make x the subject. So 3x, it's negative, I brought it this side, it became positive, is equal to 5, and x is equal to 5 divided by 3, which is approximately around 1.67. So now we'll try to draw the straight line. So I made a mark here 0, 5 and 1.67 and drew the line. Now we have to find where it intersects the curve. So here it intersects at negative 0.3. So negative 0.3, and the other value is somewhere here, which is 1.68. If you have any value between negative 0.3 to negative 0.2, or between 1.65 to 1.8, your answer is right. The next part, by drawing a suitable tangent, find an estimate of the gradient of the curve at x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to negative 2 here, so we have to draw a tangent here and then find the gradient. A tangent means it touches the curve at one point. So let's make the tangent. So we have drawn a tangent here at negative 2. To find the gradient, you need to know 2 points. After you find 2 points, you will do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We can choose one point here. You can see negative 3 and 6. The other point we can choose is negative 2 and 3. So we will do 6 minus 3 over negative 3 minus 2. And that answer will be negative 3. So that is our gradient. If you have any answer between negative 4.5 to negative 2.5, you will get your marks. In D1, we have to complete the graph and of g of x, and g of x is equal to 2 to the power of negative x. So in place of x, substitute these values. Very easy, 3 marks. You will get 8, 4, and 0.25. Now we have to draw this graph on the grid. So let's plot the points. Negative 3, it is 8. Negative 2 is 4. Negative 1, 2. 0 is 1. 1 is 0.5. So it will be somewhere here. And 2 is 0.25. and 3 is 1.25. So it comes very close to the y-axis, but it does not touch it. So let's draw the graph. Okay, so we are done with drawing the graph. In D3, we have to use our graph to find the positive solution to the equation f of x is equal to g of x. It means where they intersect. You can see that they intersect here when x is equal to 1.8. The range that has been given to you is between 1.8 to 1.9. The next question. The table shows the time, t seconds, taken by each of 120 boys to solve a puzzle. And we have to calculate an estimate of the mean time. Whenever you have been given class width, this is called class width, and frequency, and you are asked to find the mean. You just need to know a few things, and they are very easy, 4 marks. You add 20 and 30 and divide it by 2. Find the midpoint of each number. So 20 plus 30 divided by 2 will be 25. Do that for each group. And after you do that, multiply your midpoint by your frequency. So it will be 25 multiplied by 38 plus 32.5 multiplied by 27 80 multiplied by 18. This is your mean. And divided by your frequency. Our frequency is 120. You will get 40.458. You can round it to 3 significant figures. 40.5. So that is our mean. In part B on the grid, complete the histogram to show the information in the frequency table. We need to find the frequency density. To find the frequency density, you need to know this formula. Frequency density is equal to frequency over class width. To find your class width, we subtract from the big number the small number. So 30 minus 20, 10. That is the class width of the first bar. The same we are going to do with each bar. The class width of the second bar will be 5. 5, 60 minus 40, 20, and 100 minus 60, 40. So we just have to replace and find the bars. Let this be the second bar, third, fourth, and fifth. So for the second bar, we will do frequency density is equal to 27 divided by 5, 5.4. For the third, we will do 21 divided by 5, 4.2. For the fourth, 16 divided by 20, 0.8, and 40 divided by 18. It's 40 divided by 18 is 2.22. Now we have to plot them. The second one is 5.4. This is 5.4 will be here somewhere, and 30 till 35. So this is 35. We draw the line here. That's our second bar. For the third bar, our class width is 40. So it's still here, and it is 4.2. So 1, 2, 4.2 is here. So third bar done. For the fourth bar, our class width is still 60 and 0.8. So 0.8 is here. Then we have the last one till 100, which is still here, and it is 2.22. 2.2 is here, so it's a little above that. 2.2. Here, around here. 1, 2. So we drew our histogram. You only need to know your formula and how to find the class width. A straight line joins the 2 points A and C, and we have to find the equation of the line AC in y is equal to mx plus c. So 2 points are given to you. Whenever you want to find the equation of the line, you need to find the gradient. To find the gradient, which is m, we use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can take this x2 or this x2, it doesn't make a difference. But whatever you take as x2, the other one will be, the y value of that will be y2. So I'm taking this as y2. So 9 minus 3 over 1 minus 2. And we will get 12 divided by 3, 4. So the gradient is 4. In this equation, replace y, gradient and x to find your y-intercept. You can choose any point you want. So I'm choosing C. 9 is equal to 4 and x is 1 plus C. 9 is equal to 4 plus C. 9 minus 4 is equal to C. 5 is equal to C. So your equation of the line is going to be y is equal to, replace the gradient you found and replace the y-intercept you found. In part B, calculate the acute angle between AC and the x-axis. Whenever you want to find the acute angle between a line and the x-axis, we use trigonometry. It's equal to tan of the angle that we have here. It could be AC or whatever you want to name it, is equal to the gradient. Our gradient is 4 we found here. And then the angle between it will be tan inverse 4. That will give us 75.96, and if you round it, you will get 76 degrees. So remember that tan is equal to your gradient. In part C, ABCD is a kite where AC is the longer diagonal of the kite, B is the point 3.52. Find the equation of the line BD in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Let's draw a kite. So you have a kite. This is your A and C. They said it's the longer diagonal. So this is your line AC. B can be here or the other side. It doesn't make a difference. And you want to find the equation of the line BD. The diagonals intersect at the perpendicular bisector. So it is a 90 degrees here. Because it is a perpendicular bisector, the rule is that if two lines are perpendicular, the gradients are going to be, if your gradient is m, the perpendicular gradient will be -1 over m. The gradient of AC is 4, we found it. So the gradient of the line BD, because it is perpendicular, will be -1 over 4. And the point already has been given to us. So y is equal to mx plus c. We have to find our c. Y is 2, gradient is -1 over 4, and x is 3.5 plus c. So -2 is equal to -1 over 4 times 3.5. You will get -7 over 8 plus c. This we bring to the other side, it will become positive. And it will be 23 over 8. That is your c. Whenever you find everything, you got your m, you found your c, and the points are already given to us. Now we just have to substitute into y is equal to mx plus c, m being -1 over 4, and c being 23 over 8. Into the diagonals of AC and BD intersect at -0.53. So they intersect here. Work out the coordinates of D. Let's keep the coordinates of D, X and Y. To find the we can see that this point here is the midpoint of BD. To find the midpoint, we have this rule, x2 plus x1 over 2 and y2 plus y1 over 2. B has been given to us, it is 3.5 and 2. We don't know x, but we know the value of it. So this is your x value and this is your y value of the midpoint. So we can write it as 3.5 plus x over 2 is equal to -0.5. So if we cross multiply, we will get 3.5 plus x is equal to -0.5 multiplied by 2. Bring the 3.5 to the other side, it will become -3.5. And we will get -4.5. The same way we are going to do for y. Y is 2 plus y over 2 is equal to 3. This 3 we take from here. Therefore, 2 plus y is equal to 3 multiplied by 2 and 3 multiplied by 2, and the other 2 we bring to the other side, it will become -4. So x is -4.5 and y is 4. Question number 8a. Angelo has a bag containing 3 white counters and X black counters. He takes 2 counters at random from the bag without replacement. So the most important word here is without replacement. Complete the following statement. The probability that Angelo takes 2 black counters is. Suppose he had 3 black counters and he removes one out, he does not keep it back. How many will he be left with? 2. How did we get that? We did 3 minus 1, 2. The same thing we are going to do is he had X counters. He removed one. He did not keep it back. So he has X minus 1. In the total also, he had the 3 white counters plus the X black counters. He removes one black counter and does not keep it back. So what is it going to be? X minus 1. So the new total is going to be X plus 3 minus 1, 2. The probability that Angelo takes 2 black counters is 7 over 15. And we have to show that when we solve that, we will get this equation. So we have x over x plus 3 times x minus 1 over x plus 2 is equal to 7 over 15. We will now expand the brackets and cross multiply. So x multiplied by x, x squared, and then x multiplied by negative 1, negative x. And this 15 will bring here. And x plus 3 and x plus 2 will bring to the other side by cross multiplication. Now we have to expand this bracket. 15x squared minus 15x is equal to 7. First expand the inside these brackets and then multiply by 7. So when you do that, you will get x squared plus 5x plus 6. You can expand the bracket like this. X multiplied by x, x squared, x multiplied by 2, 2x, 3 multiplied by x, 3x, and 3 multiplied by 2, 6. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. There's another trick way to do. When you are solving a question like that, expanding, and if the coefficient of x is 1, there's nothing before it, you can write x squared, whatever numbers you have here, plus 3 plus 2, add them, you will get 5x. And then multiply with the number. 3 multiplied by 2 plus 6. So this is an easier way to do it. Now we'll expand, multiply by 7. So 7x squared plus 35x plus 42. We'll rearrange it, bring it everything on one side. We'll get 15x squared. Remember to change your signs for all the terms you bring to the other side. Minus 15x minus 35x minus 42 is equal to 0. So 15 minus 7 will give you 8x squared, 35 and 50. This will give us negative 50x minus 42 is equal to 0. To make it similar to this, we'll divide by 2. And we got 4x squared minus 25x minus 21 is equal to 0. So solve by factorization this quadratic equation. We can solve it by using the calculator. That is an easy way to do. You just have to show that you have factorized it. You can use, depending on which calculator you have, press mode and then press equation and then press 3. You need to be able to identify in this equation what is your A. Your A is 4, your B is negative 25, and your C is negative 21. So in the calculator, we are going to substitute these and numbers, and we will get the answer. You will get x is equal to 4. Just write it on the side like that, and then you can erase it after you write it in a factor form. Negative 3 over 4. Now when you're writing in a factor form, you have to change the sign. This is positive. When I bring to the other side, it will be negative. So I'll write it x minus 7. And for this equation here, first you have to bring the 4 here. So 4x is equal to negative 3, and then bring the negative 3 here, it will become positive. 4x plus 3. Make it equal to 0. And then write individual, each one is equal to 0. 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 7, and 4x is equal to negative 3. X is equal to negative 3 over 4. 7 and negative 3 over 4. You can erase this working out, and that's your answer. Next part, Write down the number of black counters in the bag. X cannot be negative, correct? It has to be positive. Therefore, the number of black counters in the bag are 7. Esme has a bag with 5 green counters and 4 red counters. She takes 3 counters at random from the bag without replacement. Work out the probability that the 3 counters are all the same color. You can make the tree diagram and do it, or if you understand that it's going to be the same colors, it's without the diagram also we can do it. So it has to be green, 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 or it can be red, red, and red. Remember that it is without replacement. So every time your one number will become less in the total and also on the top. So the probability of green, first just let's write down here, is 5 over 9. And the probability of red is 4 over 9. So the first probability is 5 over 9 times, remember when it became less, so 4 over 8 and 3 over 7. For the red, our first probability is 4 over 9. The second will be 3 over 8 and 2 over 7. So we just have to put this together. This is the probability of same color. And we will get 1 over 6 as our answer. In 9a, we have been given a diagram, and in the diagram, BC is a vertical wall standing on horizontal ground AB. D is the point on AB where AD is 58 meters. The angle of elevation of C from A is 26. So this is 26. And the angle of elevation of C from D is 72. So this is 72. Show that AC is equal to 76.7 meters, correct to 1 decimal place. If this is 72, this is a straight angle. So 180 minus 72, this angle is 108. And to find C, we will do 180 minus 26 minus 108, which will give us 46. So this angle is 46. Whenever you have been given an angle and an opposite side and another angle and you want to find the other angle, we can use the sine rule. So the sine rule is AC over sine D, this one, is equal to 58 over sine C, this angle here. So we have to just replace now. AC we don't know, but sine D is 108, sine 108 is equal to 58 over sine 46. Cross multiply, AC is equal to 58 over sine 46 times sine 108. This will give us approximately 76.68. You can round it to 76.7 meters. So we did what they had asked us to do. In the next question, we have to find BD. So this is the part we need to form. Let's make a new triangle here. You have this triangle A, C, and B. You have the angle here 26 and you have the side 76.7. If you want to find AB, what rule are you going to use? This is your adjacent, correct? So you have your adjacent. You have to find your adjacent. The hypotenuse is given to you. It means you're going to use your cos rule. So cos 26 is equal to AB over 76.7. Cos 26 times 76.7 is your AB. We got 68.9 is your AB. So this whole line is 68.9. If you want to find BD, from 68.9 we will subtract 58, and that will give us 10.9. So BD is equal to 10.9 meters. In B, triangle EFG has an area of 70 square meter. EF is to the ratio of FG by 1:2, and angle EFG is equal to 40 degrees. Calculate EF. Whenever you have questions like this, try to make a diagram that really helps you to understand things. So we have a triangle here. We have E, F, and G. The area of this triangle is 70 square meter. EF is to the ratio of 1:2 with FG. If EF is X, FG is going to be 2X. So what else is given? Angle EFG is 40 degrees. This angle here is 40 degrees. When area is given to you or you want to find area, you have two sides and an included angle. You use the sine rule for area. We don't know whether it's a right angle triangle. They have not told us. So we cannot use half times base times height. So area of triangle EFG is equal to half AB sine C. This is 70 times half times X times 2X times sine 40. These are our two sides, and this is our included angle. So when you simplify it, this will get x square multiplied by sine 40. Sine 40 will give us 0.6427. We can round it to 2 decimal place or 3 decimal place. To find x, divide 70 by 0.643, because this is a multiply here and there's a square here, so we are going to square root the answer to get x, and we have our answer as 10.4. So x is equal to 10.4 meters. A different triangle PQR also has an area of 70 square meters, and PQ is to the ratio of QR 1:2, and PQ is equal to EF. Find angle PQR. Again, we'll draw the triangle. So this is PQR. PQ is equal to EF. So EF was 10.4. Therefore, PQ is also going to be 10.4. And QR is going to be the same as what we did before. It will be 2 times this. So 2 times 10.4 will give us 20.8. And we have to find the angle PQR. This is exactly the same triangle with the same sides as we had the other triangle. So this is supposed to be 40. In our previous question, they told it is 40. But that's not the answer. When you have sine, there are two cases. They are called ambiguous cases. If you have one answer as sine 40, the other will be 140. We do 180 minus 40. So PQR is 140. In question number 10a, we have been given a sequence and we have to find the next two terms of the sequence. We can see that 19 minus 4 is 15. So every time we are subtracting 4. 7 minus 4, it will be 3, and 3 minus 4 will be negative 1. So the two next terms are 3 and negative 1. Find the nth term of this sequence. We use a plus n minus 1d. A is your first term, d is your difference. So from the sequence, what is our first term? 19. And what is our difference? Negative 4. We are going to just replace it here and then expand the bracket. So 19 minus 4n plus 4. 23 minus 4n is your answer. There's another shorter way to do it. Whatever your difference, so our difference is negative 4, we will just start with that. We'll write negative 4n. So whatever your difference, you put it before n. And then subtract your difference from the first term. So 19 minus 4 will give you positive 23. We got the same answer here. It's just the negative 4n is first. Next question. Find the value of n when the nth term is negative 65. So using our nth term formula, 23 minus 4n is equal to negative 65. We have to find n. It's like solving for x. Bring the negative 65 to the other side, it will become positive, and 4n, remove it to the other side. Divide 23 plus 65 by 4. That will be your nth term, and it is 22. So the n is 22. In part B, another sequence has nth term 2n square plus 5n minus 15. Find the difference between the fourth term and the fifth term of this sequence. We have to replace the n with 4 and n with 5. So when we do that, we'll get 2, 4 square plus 5, 4 minus 15. This will give you 37. And then replace 5. This will give you 60. So 60 minus 37 is 23. So that's our answer. I hope I have been a help to you. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. Hit the like button and also the notification button. Share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.